All right, today we're going to tackle a huge challenge, right? How to make new vocabulary actually stick. Forget the flashcards. We're going to learn a whole bunch of words by weaving them into four stories, stories that are designed to create these really strong connections in your brain that you just won't forget.
I mean, does this sound familiar to you? You learn a brand new word, you totally get it, maybe you even use it in a sentence, and then, boom, a week later it's just gone. It's so frustrating, right? But listen, it doesn't have to be that way. The problem probably isn't your memory, it's the method you're using.
So, what's the secret? It's all about context. See, our brains are literally hardwired for stories. It's just how we make sense of the world. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to embed all these new words into four really different stories. By linking the words to characters, to what they do and how they feel, we're basically building these strong mental hooks that make the words so much easier to pull back up later.
Okay, let's dive into our first story. This one's about a visionary leader. You know, the kind of person who builds a massive empire and then decides to change the world in a totally different way. A great example is someone like Bill Gates, right? He completely shifted his focus from technology to humanity.
And the word that's really at the foundation of this character is determined. Now, this isn't just about, wanting something. It's that unwavering resolve. It's that deep internal drive that just says, I am going to do this, and absolutely nothing is going to stop me. So here's how it fits into the story. Our guy was determined. He took his incredibly insightful, his deep understanding of technology, and used it to create something not just profitable, but truly valuable for everyone. See how those three words together just paint this perfect picture of success with a real purpose?
Okay, so he's had all this incredible success, and now he decides to step down from his company. He wants to take all that wealth, all those resources, and use them for the greater good. So what do you call that? That act of large-scale charitable giving to help people? That's it. Philanthropy. This becomes the absolute core of his new mission in life. He's going to use all his wealth and influence to tackle some of the world's biggest problems. So how does he make this new commitment official? Let's take a look.
This quote really just captures his new mindset perfectly. He doesn't just decide to do it, he decides to make a pledge, which is like a really serious formal promise. He commits to being selfless, focusing on other people, not himself. And he's going to devote more time to this cause that is so important to him. It's something that's really close to his heart.
All right, so our first story was all about changing the world with resources and wealth. Story number 2, this one is about changing the world with groundbreaking ideas. We're shifting from just one visionary to a whole group of trailblazing pioneers. The very first people to head out into a brand new frontier.
So what exactly is a pioneer? Well, it's someone who literally carves the path so that other people can follow. They're the ones breaking down barriers and showing everybody else what's actually possible. It's a really powerful idea, and it's going to define this whole next set of words for us.
So our pioneers, they definitely didn't just settle for how things were. No way. They chose to aim high, way high, and they relentlessly decided to pursue the goal that almost everybody else thought was completely impossible. That kind of ambition, that's what really set them apart.
And when pioneers like this succeed, wow, the effect is just spellbinding. They don't just impress people, they mesmerize them. It's like they hold your attention so completely that you literally can't think about anything else. And that's the real kicker, right? It's all about their impact. Their amazing achievements mesmerize the crowds. And through that totally captivating success, they manage to convince a whole new generation that they can do it too, that they can also break boundaries and achieve their dreams.
Okay, time for our third story. This one follows a totally different kind of hero, the explorer. But we're not talking about someone who just follows a map. No, this is someone who actively seeks out the unknown, taking a path that is 100% their own.
And at the absolute heart of the story is the verb to venture. What does that mean? Well, it means you're stepping into the unknown. You're taking a risk, maybe even a big one, all for the sake of discovery. It's a word that's just packed with courage and maybe a little bit of danger.
So let's picture this. We have a renowned traveler. That just means they're really well known and respected. And this person doesn't take the easy route. They decide to venture down a totally unconventional path, having no idea what they'll find, but just hoping they'll come across something new and amazing.
And when this traveler returns, they bring back something more valuable than any artifact. They bring back stories. And these aren't just any stories. They have the power to captivate an audience, to just grab and hold the attention of anyone who's listening.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. It's all about transformation. Through their storytelling, they could completely captivate an audience, and they can make a place that was maybe awful or looked really battered by the weather. They can make it sound like the most magical place on Earth. That's the power of a good story and a good perspective.
All right. For our final story, we're going to turn to maybe one of the most powerful human experiences there is, overcoming adversity. This is a story about finding your strength when things are at their absolute worst, and then using that strength to help lift other people up.
So let's walk through this person's journey, step by step. First, they have to face the really hurtful words of a bully. This leads to a struggle, feeling deeply depressed. But then, something shifts. They find faith in themselves, and they discover a real passion for something. They start to show this incredible persistence. They just refuse to give up. And in the end, their whole journey starts to inspire other people to find their own strength. Okay, let's hit pause for a second and clarify two really important words from that story: inspire and motivate. They sound similar, but they're different. To motivate someone is to give them an external reason to do something, like a reward. But to inspire someone, that's much deeper. That's about filling them with an internal feeling, an urge to be better, or to create something amazing. You could say motivation is the push, but inspiration is the spark.
All right. Wow. We have journeyed through 4 pretty epic stories and picked up a ton of new words along the way. So now, let's do this. Let's pull all those words out of their stories for a second and do a quick review to really lock them in our minds.
Let's just fly through these action and ambition words. Ready? To aim high, to pursue the goal, to venture out into the unknown, to make a pledge, to be completely determined, and to show incredible persistence. You feel that? All of these words are about moving forward. They are words that drive action.
So, we learned all of these words by telling stories, and now they're yours. They belong to you. And I want you to think about that for a second. Every single word we covered today, from philanthropy to persistence, is like a new building block you can use to build your own narratives. So, the only question left is, what story are you going to tell?